we draw ever closer to the premiere of One Piece Film Bread in Japan. Gonna take a little bit more time to be released in other places. Regardless, a new trailer has been released to tie us over. It's still very much a mystery as to what exactly the plot is of this movie beyond Straw Hats and several people go to a concert. Will this trailer reveal more to us, or will it deepen the mystery of the movie? Join me as I find out, won't you? Oh, UTI, UTI, UTI. Everyone, you finally made it. It's Yuta, the world's diva. Ah, nice. Let's have some fun. I've been listening to the music. It is amazing. Uta. You're Uta, I didn't know Princess Uta. Because she's Shanks' daughter. And so it begins. Oh! What happened? We conflict over Uta. Oh! Ooh. This is gonna make me cry. I feel like this film is gonna make me cry because I'm already a sucker for good songs. And the one song that was released, New Genesis, I'm like so in love with it. I am so in love with that song. Alright, so let's play back through this a little bit. Now, things that I am kind of aware of so far. Because One Piece has actually been doing something fairly interesting. Since Uta is a diva, an idol, that kind of situation, they've been doing short VTuber videos with Uta. And interesting things that have been revealed so far at date of recording, time of recording, is that she absolutely despises pirates. She hates pirates with a passion. She is not aware of a lot of pirates out there in the world. For some reason, she just has no real knowledge of pirates in general. She's passionate about her singing and is dedicated to making people's lives better through her song. And also, something that was revealed very recently with the last vlog or whatever, time of recording again, was that she has no idea who the leader of the Straw Hat Pirates is. Like, she had a moment where she heard about the Straw Hat Pirate and was just like, Straw Hat? I wonder who the captain is. So it's just like already showing that connection to the Straw Hat and all that. But there are some interesting things here in the trailer that I think give a bit of the plot away, but you can never completely tell sometimes. Alright, let's shuffle through this, because there's definitely a lot I missed. Original story and general producer Eiichiro Oda. Usually it's more of a thing where the creator will write some of the outlines, or certain plot elements, or correct certain things with the direction of things, saying, hey, don't go in that direction, stuff like that. So it's just like, Eiichiro Oda is hands-on, but he's not completely hands-on kind of situation. You see, One Piece all-new movie. I love hearing that. All-new One Piece movie. I can't wait for the next all-new One Piece movie. Alright, crowd shot. All generations old and young loving Uta. All that passion. Even little grannies love Uta and her music. Man, there's a lot of people. Like, Jesus. Like, this is countries worth of people. World's diva. Uta. World diva. Interesting. And not entirely impossible, all things considered. It's not like we have a lot of knowledge about the One Piece world in terms of music. I mean, we only ever knew about Soul King and how his performances went. So, it could stand to reason she's existed this entire time and we just didn't know about it. Although the idea of the Straw Hats being fans is just kind of like, never bringing it up. Then again, there's certain things that the Straw Hats keep on lock sometimes, so. I love that outfit of Luffy. Freaking microphone with the straw hat on. And the gang's all here, baby. Yes. Man, Sanji did full-on catering for this event. Nice. Let's have some fun. Honestly, I'm also happy to see dancing back in One Piece because I don't remember if you ever saw it, but Django's Dance Carnival, one of my favorite One Piece specials, which went before, I forget which movie it was. Was it movie 3? maybe? But it had this big dance number and singing and just, it was so much fun. And I kept thinking, like, man, it would be great to have another One Piece thing that had actual dancing in it. And here we are. Now, no telling if any of the Straw Hats will dance or anything, if it's just Uta, but yeah, I'll take what I can get. Not to mention, Ato's voice is absolutely amazing. Yeah, like two sides to her. One that still has the passion for music, and one that has this deep hatred in her soul, too. The music videos that they've been putting out, fabulous. Like, this Ado girl, she has an amazing vocal range. Like, it has this depth to it, but it's almost like it's so experienced, but I know she's like super young too. Like, I think she's only like 18, 19 or something. Like, this young girl who has just this voice that just has this weird depth to it that's just so amazing. Look, and getting a good look at the island. Elgia? Yeah, Elgia. There it is. The island of music, Elgia. And like the stadium, I think, looks like a microphone or something like that. I think so. Oh man, this looks beautiful. You see the Straw Hats just jamming out. It was always fun to see Jinbei there. It's also interesting too because they always make a point of having Luffy distracted. So he's just not getting a good look at Uta. So it's like he came along for this, having no idea who the girl was. And yet, it's not like you don't hear her name. But he probably was just like, it's probably some other Uta. Yeah, and those are the backup dancers. So there's like holographic projectors too. That's cool. Ah, man, the dancing in this is gonna be amazing. I know some people are already like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna jive with all the music, and I'm just like, dude, come on. Have an open mind. I've listened to some of it. Music is great. It's gonna be great. Yes. Also, not gonna lie, Uta with the puffy jacket on, that's the cutest look for her. For me, like, that is when she's at her cutest with like the big puffy giant jacket on her small frame. It's adorable. I also love that she makes me think of Carrot because it's just like her hair, it goes down, it goes up. It's just like, what? It's like, does that display her mood? Is that just a thing that happens? It's adorable. And this outfit, the whole like queen princess outfit she has going on, like, is that like a construct of whatever ability she has? Because you see musical notes being blasted out of what I guess it's like a rocket pack on her back or something? So is this like a product of her ability? Does her music have the ability to create things or alter reality? Like, this has to be a devil fruit, but, you know, Apu had his battle music, which would attack anyone who could listen to it. But does Uta's ability have the effect of maybe altering the perception of people who listen to it? I wonder. And how casually he says that, Shanks' daughter. And it's like, does Luffy just out her then and, like, at that moment? And did people try to capture her because of that? Or were people already trying to capture her? Did people already know about whatever ability she has? That's what I'm interested in. Because it's pretty obvious at some point towards the climax, whatever ability she has rages out of control. And so it begins. And this is the stuff that takes me off guard. Because it's just like, okay, there's definitely those who are after Uta's ability. But Brûlé and Oven? What? And I know Katakuri's also in this movie. It's just like, okay, are just people everywhere trying to capture Uta? Were they not already aware of her powers? And if not, then how did they become aware of her powers? Like, how did this go down? And is it just because she's the daughter of Shanks? How did news spread so quickly if it was only just revealed? It's just like, there's so many questions here. And it wouldn't be a One Piece movie if Akainu wasn't just losing his shit. I want those damn Straw Hats! Oh snap. Okay, so is Bluno actually a member of CP0? He's gotta be. I know Khalifa is also in this movie, and it looks like Khalifa is a member of CP0. She's in the attire. But Blue Note's just in a tracksuit. So is he undercover? Is he actually a member of CP0? Are we getting the revelation here? And the fact that he's talking with Kobe, it's gotta be something like that. I'm wondering what Kobe's involvement in all of this is. Is he working as a member of SWORD? Trying to protect Uta for the greater good? There's so many mysteries. Like, the more characters they included, the more it's just like, wait, what's happening in this movie? And of course, the Gorosei, and Gorosei with Rob Lucci. I didn't see that before. Rob Lucci is here. Friggin' Rob Lucci is meeting with the Gorosei. Oh, snap. And what are they watching? They're watching it through a transponder snap. So they must see Uta's abilities or something and want it for their own or some crap. Or maybe finding out that she's Shanks' daughter. And that's weird. I saw that too. Her wings are black now. What does that mean? Is it that the wing... Because I've been wondering about those weird wings on her back. Thought for a second maybe she was from one of the sky races. But the wings seem like they're removable. She doesn't always have the wings. So I'm like, okay, then they're for aesthetic purposes. But now it seems like she's in despair and the wings are black. So are the wings tied to her ability and her mental state potentially? I wonder. In the Black Note, a conflict over Uta. Yeah, it's like people want her power or something. And Luffy in that awesome outfit. Just yes. So cool. Yeah, Straw Hat showing up and showing off. Yeah, he's fighting those note warriors. Saw concept art of these like music note warriors. They have to be unleashed by her power too, like instant mooks. Zoro showing off. Usopp showing off. What? Frankie versus Oven. What? Yo, Frankie versus Charlotte Oven? Bruh. Fujitora, okay. But who knows how much they'll actually be in the movie. That's the thing too. Like with some of these characters, unless you see them interacting with other characters, don't get your hopes up from them being in the movie too much. Learned that the hard way with some of Stampede. Also, Stampede was still fun though. Oh, yo, Admiral Kizaru. Is this music reaching you? Think about Scratch Man Apu. It's weird. The music movie and no Scratch Man Apu. Wild. So Kizaru on the attack, and he's obviously on Elgia because of the rock formations in the back. So he's attacking the concert, so the Marines go on the attack. Like, they are desperate to get Uta for either her power or her status or both, right? I see Marines going flying, Sanji kicking it red hot, Brook cutting people before they know they've been cut. I love it. I love his outfit. Originally I thought Bartolomeo was carrying like a Luffy standee, but is he carrying the actual Luffy? I was wondering about that. I saw this briefly. I'm just like, is that like a body pillow of Luffy? Like a Luffy cutout? Like, that might actually be Luffy. Well, and we've seen almost nothing of Trafalgar throughout this trailer, so it's hard to tell what his involvement is. And God, Beppo. Just too much, dude. Too much. God. Bring joy to the world through music. Yes, that's her goal. Yeah, and I saw this last trailer too, where it's like she starts singing, and like all these weird things start appearing that seem to fend off these guys, these mooks, the jellyfish pirates or whatever. So it's like there's some power to her song, but to what degree? Like, does her singing bring things into existence, and do you have to have people listen to it for it to take effect, or does it just happen autonomously? That was all she wanted. Yeah, see, you don't see the wings on her back, so she's not a Shandian, because you'd still see the wings no matter what she wears. She's not a Shandian, a Skypian, a Birkin, whatever you want to say. She is not of the sky races. And that, like, she seems to have the ability to control it, maybe? I don't know. And his past is revealed. Gordon. Yeah, it's always been my theory that he's the real villain, but he's crying. Is he crying from Uta's music? Has it moved his soul? Talk about Uta. Something happened between Uta and Shanks. And to see Shanks hugging someone, that's a little far out too, because we've never seen Shanks hug anyone. The only reason he even got close to hugging Luffy was because it's just like, no, I'm trying to, like, protect the kid, kick it with all my might so the little shit doesn't drown. And a town on fire. You see all these bodies strewn out. Uta goes racing to the shore. Was that Elgia? Has she been on this island the entire time? Is that the same island? Huh. And they're like raising a toast or something. Just sailing away. Why? And who's holding Uta back? Did they escape in the middle of the night? What happened? I mean, Shanks wouldn't sack a town. Is it that they just got supplies and the town was attacked by Marines or something? He abandoned. It was the only way to save you. What does that mean, I wonder? How was it the only way to save her? Why was leaving her something he had to do? And it's entirely possible she is Shanks' daughter, but I still don't quite believe it. And this series has been so about like surrogate families and how even actual familial relations don't always pan out for the most part. But we have seen good familial relations between actual blood relatives. Good relationships between fathers and daughters and stuff. And Kiros and Rebecca, Cobra and Vivi, Coinus and her father. God, I'm blanking out his name. I know it starts with a P. The Will of P. I wonder, what the hell are those? Freaking automatons? Okay, I haven't seen those before. But it looks like an area where I see a lot of the Straw Hats fighting in. Nami, Chopper, Frankie being extra. Ooh, Robin showing up and showing off. Yes. And Jinbei, like, Jesus. Jinbei, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Jinbei's abilities don't normally work that way, where the water he summons works autonomously from him, but who knows. Jinbei seems to get a nice, cool, big moment. Surf it, King! As long as I sing, everyone will be peaceful and happy. And that's all. It has to be Luffy reaching for Uta, trying to help her and save her or something. And of course, they're releasing a booklet, which who knows what's going to be in the booklet, too. Because sometimes when they release these booklets, there's a lot of lore in them. Like a good chunk of lore in these things. There's always a bit of a dubious nature behind how canon they can be. But it's hard to say, because Gil Tesoro, his backstory, very removed from a lot of things. Zephyr, his involvement with most things, there's nothing about his story that contradicts a lot of things. That's the thing when it came to Zephyr. So it's easy believable that he existed, potentially, even though there's no way the events of the film could have happened, I don't think. So with most characters, there's nothing that really contradicts anything. With Douglas Bullet, well, there's nothing to really contradict his existence. Yeah, I mean, I've looked into it, there's nothing that really contradicts Bullet being a member of the crew. Now, if we get a more fleshed out backstory, probably gonna happen, but nothing that out and out contradicts him being a member of the crew. And Shiki, like, his backstory is canon. He escaped from Impel Down. Him fighting Luffy, not so much. So it is entirely possible that Shanks did have a daughter that he didn't want the world to know about. The question becomes that if this is Shanks' daughter and she is out there and the world finds out about her, is that the non-canon part? People finding out about her. In real canon, is she just out there living her own life? Not to mention there's the fact that we've been introduced over the past 10 years of One Piece to a multitude of Yonko children. From the scores of children Big Mom has had, to Kaido's child, and to Weevil potentially being Whitebeard's child. That's still very much up in the air, but I mean, what does it really change if he is? Not to mention, it's the fact that she is within the range to be Shanks' child. But the fact that the information comes from Luffy is also unreliable, because we were introduced to Ace as Luffy's brother, but they're not biologically related, so that's what really leaves the situation with Uta very much up in the air. And the blood relation would be such a big deal if it wasn't for the fact that it really does carry a lot of weight within the One Piece world when you're related to someone. So if she is Shanks' offspring, what does that mean for the future? Or will this just be an isolated incident and her being Shanks' daughter is not really even a thing? Maybe they're trying to capture her to lure Shanks out. I mean, we've seen what the Marines did at Marineford and what lengths they were willing to go to. Like, there's so many avenues this could go down. It's a multitude of possibilities, but at the same time, it could be a situation where it's just like, don't get your hopes up too much, because it might not be what you're expecting. So I'm trying to temper my expectations, but it's hard not to when you present such a tantalizing premise as, hey, here's Shanks' daughter, and she has some unknown power, and everyone is after her for some reason. And it would just be so typical for them to pull the rug out from under us and be like, oh no, she's not actually Shanks' daughter. But at the same time, it's just like, would they subvert that by actually making it Shanks' daughter? Just because they know that we know that they probably wouldn't do that and introduce such a impactful character in a side story. Or maybe that's the only way to introduce such an impactful character. See, it just, my mind is going so many places with this concept and idea that it just can't stop. But I could keep going. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear from you. Thoughts, theories, beliefs. Who are you excited to see show up in this movie? For me, the moment Katakuri was announced, I'm like, huh. But who knows how much Katakuri will actually be involved with things. But hey, if you like this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications for if they put out another trailer or once the movie has been released for my review of that movie. But until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.